Hi everyone, welcome back to Plan with Elise. This is Elise here, and today I am so excited because I have a stack, like a thick stack of pages to share with you because it's a new month over at Wild University, and I want to show you a little bit more about what you can get from Wild University, what you can expect. So I have this divider in here that I put some Wild stickers on, and I have all of these pages that I cut and punched, and I'm ready to dive in. So I want to sort of show you, what there is to offer. So this month's monthly major. So Wild University, every month there's a new major and minor, and then when the month ends, there'll be a new one, but then you always have access to the prior monthly major and minor and all of the content that's in the library also. There's a huge library from home organization to planning to finances to cooking and cleaning and setting up your planner space to wellness and art journaling with Amy Tangerine. Like, there's a ridiculous amount of content. So for me personally, I'm kind of focusing on like 3 or 4 different areas per month because there's a lot. And that's why I think, we'll talk about membership in a little bit, but that's why I think the annual is great because you can't get to it all in a month. But the first part is budget. Budget You with Jen Dufour. Jen Dufour, if you don't know who she is Jen Plans. And she's the person that I learned all of my budgeting from. So I took her course in 2018, her budget boot camp, and it changed my life. I paid about what a monthly membership at Wild U is, $22. I may have paid $25, I'm not exactly sure. And that was the best $22 I had ever invested or I ever spent. So, like, guaranteed. So there's a bunch of different worksheets that come along with this, and I'm going to go through them pretty quickly for you. But also, in addition to this, there is a Facebook group just for members of Wild University where people can ask questions. We have live courses with Jen, with the monthly minor, which we'll get to also. Oh wait, I have more pages over here. Okay, there's a lot of pages in here. So it's a really great place. You're not just left to like print these out and then figure it out. So here is common budget categories. So there may be ideas in here that you never thought of. Like, for example, if you have kids, there's a school category and school pictures. Or what's another example here that's something that I never would have maybe thought about? Ride sharing for transportation. Gifts for coaches. Jen is great when it comes to gifts for teachers and coaches and all of that. So you can check off any of these areas and then you can add in your own. Next up is the tough part, but this is where the magic happens. This is a 12-month audit. So the idea is that you take all of your transactions for the last 12 months. You can download your credit card statements, your bank statement, whatever it may be, and you export them and you sort them by category. And then this is where you'll figure out how much you've been spending in every category to partially see where you need to cut back and also see maybe where you need to set a budget. So if you know that you spend $300 a month at the grocery store, maybe you're going to start at $300, if that's your average. So there's the 12-month audit instructions. And I think, let me see here. I may have printed these out of order. Yeah, here we go. Here is the audit summary. So you'll be able to use this page to really organize what came out of your audit. So all other spending, debt repayment, savings and investing, and then all of the math that you need, the big picture, your total income and your total spending. Make sure that those work together. This is a page that I'm really excited for, and I actually am going to print out 11 more. So I think, yeah. Well, actually, you can use it in a few different ways. So here's date-specific expenses. So non-monthly, where there's the months here, and, oh, okay, I understand. Sorry, it took me a second. So in May, my car insurance is due. I pay annually, or I'm going to start paying annually in May. So that's where I would write car insurance. And then like the first of every month, my rent is due. So I would write this here on the first. What I still might do is print out 11 more of these and be like, okay, January, here are my January expenses, February, etc. So date-specific expenses. And then here is where you can make your budget. So write down your expenses, need, want, fixed, variable, monthly, and non-monthly. And then, these are out of order. Okay. Here is making your budget. So it's a monthly page. And then monthly spending plan, due date, paid, expense, budgeted, actual, and difference. Okay, I'm not gonna put these in the discs every time, but then there's a bunch of savings trackers, which are really great. There's college, student loan, credit card, car, house. I think there are more than just that. There's house, let me see. Vacation. There's really great spending trackers. You know, I love spending trackers. I actually have more coming out next week. Okay, now here is make your budget part 2. So monthly expenses and sinking funds. So monthly expenses, what would be an example? So this can be, well, of course, your bills. Maybe clothes is a monthly expense for you, especially if you have young kids who grow out of them. And then here are sinking funds. And then here is a monthly spending plan. I'm excited to use this. So this is for your sinking fund. So category. So for me, let's say it's apartment, right? I'm still furnishing my apartment. It could be apartment. At the start of the month, maybe I have $200 in my apartment sinking fund. And then added this month, maybe I'll add $50. And then each time you deduct, then here's the total spent. And then at the end of the month, you have the amount that you have left. For the next time you print this out, you can just print this over and start again the next month, which is really helpful. Oh, there's an emergency fund too. A car. I really should have put these in order. Sorry. Okay. Now here is a financial flow chart. This is where you can kind of see where you are. So the first goal, of course, get current on all bills, then save $1,000 to 1 month of expenses. Maybe your expenses are more, than $1,000. Mine are. Pay off non-mortgage debt, build up to a full emergency fund, invest and pay off mortgage. And you can write down your goal, when you want to accomplish it, and what you need to do to reach it. This is my favorite page. What size emergency fund is right for me? A lot of people say $1,000, 1 month, 3 to 6 months. Of course, this year with COVID hitting, people, maybe have changed how much they think they need to spend if there was a job loss or risk of a job loss. So this is sort of a quiz that you can take. So where do you feel in your job stability, your ability to cut expenses, ability to find a new job quickly, dependents, people in your home. And then based on those points, you'll know kind of how big your emergency fund should be. And as Jen writes here, this is just a guide, go with your gut. It would be amazing for me personally to save 9 to 12 month emergency fund. I don't know how doable that is, but this is a really great sort of assessment to do. And now here are some goal setting pages. So set some goals. How will you feel better when you have your financial goals set in 1 year, 5 years, and 20 years? And then here is a monthly review. So last month's focus, what went well, what do I need to adjust? This month's focus, steps toward my goal, what can I improve from last month, and noteworthy upcoming expenses. So let's say you're doing this in January, maybe you're in a relationship in February, you may have an expense of Valentine's Day. That could be noteworthy or something like that. So this is the huge set of printables from the monthly major, and what's great, of course, is you can print them out as many times as you want and use them for several months if you feel like you made a mistake and you want to print more. Okay, next up is the monthly minor with Pasha Shepherd. This is setting up your word of the year. And yes, it's already January, but that doesn't mean that if you haven't set it up, you can't start now. Or for me personally, where I have chosen my word of the year, it's flourish. This will help me sort of set the intentions a little bit more specifically. So here is where I would write my word, the definition, things to let go of, things to adopt. I would choose a quote to put in here. And then this is your word of the year compass, which you can fill in. Whoops. And then there's also a blank one that you can fill in for yourself. So not only is there a new monthly major and minor each month, but there's new additions to the content library. So here's one that I'm so excited about. This is from Lauren, and these are captions that convert. So this is for social media. And like I said, I'm choosing just like 3 or 4 from WildU for this month in January to focus on. So I'm doing budget, I'm redoing my budget, I'm doing the word of the year intentions, and captions that convert. So in Lauren's worksheets, here are caption cheat sheet. So what's your desired result social-wise, your hook, story, and invitation. And then you can just kind of draw in here to figure out how you want either your story to look, or your Instagram story, or your feed. And then here are caption themes to try, which are so great. There's a bunch of great ones here. I see that I like messed up my punching a little bit. And then here are caption sentences to get you started, which is awesome, where you just fill in the blank. So if you're posting on social media, whether it's for planning or not, and you're kind of struggling with what to write, here you go. And then here is an engagement tracker to sort of, that was, track your before and after, see how your engagement is growing. There's also one other thing that I just didn't punch yet. This is a social media monthly planner. So you can write the month, write what you want to fill in here. You could date these, or you could just check them off once you've done them. And then there's accounts to connect with, hashtags to use, and important reminders. And then finally, I want to share with you, because I don't think I have my my system or my content that's in the library for WildU. So I made, this was for the launch in September, creating your catch-all system. I also want to say these aren't just all worksheets. There's a video that goes along with every single piece of content in the library, where the creator, like me personally, I'm talking to you and I'm showing you all the different things. It's not just print your worksheets and then go do your homework. But this is creating your catch-all system. So I have a list here where you can sort of figure out the different categories in your life that you may want to incorporate for planning. So home, and I'm glad I printed this, because I need to sort of revamp mine now that my life has kind of changed and my home has changed and all of that. So home, finance, menu, so like kitchen, freezer inventory, pantry inventory, cleaning, schedules, work, home, holidays, birthdays, health and fitness, social media, lists, bucket list, wish list, happy list, restaurants to try, other, and then other ideas there. And that's creating your catch-all system with me, which has been really, really fun to participate. So Wild University, there are links to enroll in the description of this video. You can enroll for a monthly membership for $22 a month. You can enroll for an annual membership of $192 a month. Right now, I'm really recommending the annual membership, because I know it's a little bit pricier, but I think you get 2 months free when you sign up annually. But also, there is so much content that I don't know if in a month you'll be able to get through it all. You could always sign up for the month and then upgrade, but I really think that for $192, you have access to so much. There's live videos, all of the content, the Facebook group, which is called the Llama Lounge, which is an incredibly supportive and positive place to be on social media, because we know it's not always, a positive experience. So again, if you're interested, there are links below. When you do sign up through my link, it does help me. It's an affiliate link, so I appreciate any and all support. And let me know if you have any questions about Wild University. Enrollment closes on January 10th. So I don't know exactly when this video will be going up, but January 10th, enrollment closes, and it won't open again until February 1st. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.